वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्युपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
सदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भवतीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सद्गुरुं तं चरण सरोज निज मन मुकुर सुठा वरनो रघुवर विमल जसा जो दायक फलज बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमेरो पवन कुमार वर बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत तुलित बरधाम अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ बाजू ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जने साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदना तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदना विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस वदन तुमरो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादिक मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कभी कोविद कहीं सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना रंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना चुक सहज सजो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मोद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लंघि गए अचर जनाए दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे हो तन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुकल है तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोग कांपते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं भावे महावीर जप नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम भजन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन पर भावे चारों जुग परताम तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदर नाम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंतकार रघुपरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चेतन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजे नाद हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हितय बसहु सुरपुर। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय उमापति महादेव की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। You can now gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly wherever you go, and you'll be helping the world and the universe. Stay blessed. बोल श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। परम पूज्य गुरुदेव महाराज की जय। गीता माता की जय।
For bringing a beautiful meditation today. It is the Hanuman Jayanti week, and you have given a different powerful form of Sri Hanuman with your beautiful, melodious, spiritual voice. Thank you for bringing it. And before I forget, I want to request you if you can send the clip of today's meditation and request all the devotees who are present here and also send to other people who can have this meditation every day, at least until the end of May. As I mentioned in your full moon meditation, that next month and a half will be very critical because Mars and Rahu are conjoined and there could be many fierce events taking place in this world and in our life. Your this meditation with Sri Hanuman Chalisa will be very beneficial to all of us. So please send the clip that to our South Satsang group and I will forward it more to other people. After saying this, I want to welcome all of you, especially there are 4 trustees today. Welcome to Rajiv Saturji, welcome to Raju Karamchandani ji, and of course, welcome to our Professor Dr. Upasad ji and myself. It's a 4 session today. And moment we think about joining this group, something starts happening good. A very alokik feeling gets into our system that we are going to be in Thursday satsang. And alokik means at that time we have conquered our man and we have gone beyond man, and experience that we have is beyond worldly experience. Well said. Last week we requested Mother Moti Mehrotra ji to take a few minutes to discuss today's satsang as Narendra Kapoor ji is vacationing somewhere. As you all know that Moti ji on every Thursday like today in the morning in New Jersey, US, have a satsang, and it was very beautiful. She brought the concept of Arjun asked, I'm scared, tell me what is that is Kalyankai for me? What is the one that is Kalyan for me? Then she brought up the Karmanyavadika Rasti, she brought up Ishwara Sarvabhutanam Hridaya Arjun Krishna, she brought up Nashto Moha, Smriti Labda, and of course other verses. It was very beautiful. So those who have some time, please don't hesitate to log in on Thursday morning, which is 9 o'clock a.m. in the Chicago time, so you can connect your time in 1 hour ahead for New York and 2 hours behind California. With that said, I very respectfully request Moti ji to please give us some pearls of wisdom from Bhagavad Gita and your experience. Thank you. Please, Moti ji. Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण सबको। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अभी डॉक्टर प्रसाद के सामने मैं क्या बोलूं, तो बहुत गंभीरता से गीता की श्लोक की चर्चा करते हैं, लेकिन जोशी जी का आदेश है इसलिए उसका पालन करते हुए जो कुछ थोड़ा बहुत महाराज जी से मिला है और जो संतों से मैं थोड़ा सा भी उसकी चर्चा करूंगी। गीता की शुरुआत एक अंधे के सवाल से हुई। जो सबसे पहले हम जब लाइबेरिया में अम्बोजी के घर पे मिले, गुरु जी के दर्शन हुए पहली बार ही, तो उन्होंने सबसे पहले यही श्लोक बताया, और जो उनका पहला सेंटेंस था कि ये लड़ाई विचार और विकार की लड़ाई है, महाभारत की लड़ाई कहीं बाहर नहीं है, हमारे अंदर है। ये उनका पहले पहले उन्होंने हमें बताया। तो अंधा धृतराष्ट्र हम सबका एक तरह से रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है। हम सभी, कोई काम से अंधा है, कोई क्रोध से अंधा है, कोई लोभ से अंधा है, कोई मोह से अंधा है, कोई पद के लिए अंधा है, कोई धन के लिए अंधा है। सभी इस संसार के अंदर भाग रहे हैं एक अंधे की तरह से, क्या पाए और क्या हमें मिले, क्या ना मिले। तो ये गीता की विशेषता ये शुरू हुई है, अंधे के सवाल से शुरू हुई है। अब ये सवाल भी आप यूं देखें, अगर उसका शाब्दिक अर्थ समझे तो लगेगा ये कितना बेवकूफी का सवाल है ना। एक और तो कहता है धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेता युयुत्सव, तो ये किम अकुर्वत संचय, है ना, कि मालूम है कि युद्ध की इच्छा से इकट्ठा हुए मामका पांडव से। तो जब युद्ध की इच्छा से इकट्ठा हुए हैं तो वहां युद्ध ही तो करेंगे, कबड्डी तो खेलेंगे नहीं, है ना। तो कह रहा कि बकुरवत, एक और तो कहता युद्ध की इच्छा से आए, दूसरी ओर प्रश्न कर रहा है कि क्या किया क्या वहां पे। तो हम प्रश्न के करने के कई प्रकार, एक प्रश्न हम करते हैं जिज्ञासा से, ज्ञान की प्राप्ति के लिए, यानी जैसे चौथे अध्याय में कहा कि तद विधि प्रणपाते न पदकृष्ण सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिना तत्वदर्शिना। हम जिज्ञासा से जाते हैं गुरु के पास, सत्य के पास, और अपनी शंकाओं का समाधान करते, उसे ज्ञान प्राप्त करते। एक तरीका है जब गुरु शिष्य से परीक्षा लेने के लिए प्रश्न करता है, जैसे क्वेश्चन पेपर आते हैं और बच्चे उसका उत्तर देते हैं, यानी एक हम जिज्ञासा से प्रश्न करते हैं और एक गुरु हमें परीक्षा लेने के लिए हमसे प्रश्न करता है। तीसरा, आश्चर्य में भी प्रश्न होता है, जैसे यहाँ पर दूसरे अध्याय के शुरू में ही मान कहते हैं कुतस्त्व आकाशमेलविद इसमें परिस्थितम अनार्यष्टम ऐश्वर्यम अकीर्तिकरम। तुझे कहाँ से एक आश्चर्य है कि यदि तुझे इतना वीर है जो कभी आज तक युद्ध में हारा नहीं, तेरे अंदर ये कैसे आ गया। एक प्रश्न है आश्चर्य के रूप में, और एक चौथी तरह से हम आक्षेप के रूप में, अरे भाई तुम्हें भेजा था, क्या करके आए वहां पे, यानी तुम उसके ऊपर एक दोषारोपण की तरह। तो यहाँ पर संजय, जिसको कि युद्ध के पूर्व धृतराष्ट्र ने भेजा था पांडवों के पास में, और जाके उनको समझा के आओ कि वो युद्ध ना करे, युद्ध में बेकार खून खराबा होगा, तमाम लोगों की जान जाएगी, उससे अच्छा है कि वो, क्योंकि दुर्योधन तो बेवकूफ है, वो तो नालायक है, वो तो मेरी सुनता रही, तुम तो अच्छे हो, तो कम से कम तुम लोग मान जाओ, युद्ध ना करो, और पैसे की जरूरत मैं तुम्हें देता रहूंगा, तीर्थ करो, यात्रा करो, घूमो फिरो, जो मर्जी हो करो, पैसे की चिंता मत करना, लेकिन प्लीज युद्ध मत करो। ये संजय से कहलवाया था धृतराष्ट्र ने, क्योंकि रूलिंग पार्टी कभी नहीं चाहती कि आगे इलेक्शन हो। तो धृतराष्ट्र नहीं चाहता था कि यहाँ पर युद्ध में अगर हार गए तो क्या होगा, उनका सब कुछ छिप जाएगा। इस आशा से वो युद्ध के लिए तैयार नहीं था, और इसीलिए उन्होंने संजय को भी ली थी। लेकिन उस समय भगवान कृष्ण वहां पर उपस्थित थे, और उन्होंने कहा, उन्होंने पहले सुना, और अगर ये इसका उत्तर पांडवों पर छोड़ देते तो शायद कुछ और होता, लेकिन भगवान कृष्ण को मौका ही नहीं दिया, और खुद कह दिया संजय से, जाओ मैं संधि का प्रस्ताव लेकर खुद ही आ रहा। और इसलिए भगवान कृष्ण बिना उन लोगों को मौका दिए वहां पर चले गए। और उस समय आप लोगों को पता ही है कि तमाम सारी बातें कही, इंद्रप्रस्थ दे दो, फिर अच्छा अंत में भगवान ने कहा नहीं दे सकते तो 5 गांव ही दे दो, लेकिन दुर्योधन ने कहा नहीं, मैं सुई की नोक के बराबर भी वो भी नहीं दूंगा। और इस तरह से भगवान कृष्ण जीवन में पहली बार असफल हुए थे, जो संधि का प्रस्ताव लेकर गए थे। तो एक ये चौथा प्रश्न जो यहाँ पर धृतराष्ट्र की तुम्हें भेजा था संधि के समझा के आना, तो क्या किया क्या तुमने वहां जाके? आखिर तुम जो करके आए हो उसका कुछ परिणाम हुआ या नहीं हुआ? अगर परिणाम होता तो युद्ध नहीं होता। तो एक के जो है आक्षेप के रूप में जो चौथा तरीका है वो यहाँ पर था। धृतराष्ट्र जो यहाँ पर ये प्रश्न पूछ रहा है पहले अध्याय में, लेकिन पहला जो हमारा है कि गुरु के पास जब जाए तो हम उससे किस तरह के प्रश्न करें, वो हमें दिखता है अर्जुन के उसमें। अर्जुन भगवान के पास जाता है तो क्या कहता है, मैं आपका शिष्य हूँ, आप मेरा कल्याण किसमें होगा ये आप बताइए। यानी जीवन में दो मार्ग है, एक श्रेय मार्ग और एक प्रेय मार्ग। तो हम प्रेय मार्ग यानी जो संसार में हमें सब कुछ प्रिय लगता है, जो कुछ भौतिकता में है वो सब प्रिय मार्ग में है। और श्रेय मार्ग जिसमें हम इस आध्यात्म के मार्ग पर चलते हुए किस तरह से कल्याण को प्राप्त करें, किस तरह हम मोक्ष को प्राप्त करें, वो एक दूसरा तरीका है जो यहाँ पर अर्जुन ने भगवान से पूछा है। और इसी कारण हमको भगवान से हमें गीता का इतना सुंदर ज्ञान मिला है। तो देखिए दो बहुत योग्य, सबसे अधिक जो भगवान के भक्त कहे या अपने उसमें प्रिय, सबसे अधिक ज्ञानी, जिनको कि शस्त्र और शास्त्र दोनों में प्रवीण थे, वो थे द्रोणाचार्य। और इधर कौन था इस युग में, द्वापर युग में कौन हुए, सुदामा हुए। द्रोणाचार्य ने अपने कठिनाइयों को देख करके उन्होंने कौन सा मार्ग अपनाया, प्रेम मार्ग अपनाया। और क्योंकि वो एक कौरवों के यहाँ जाकर के एक पेड सर्वेंट की तरह रहने लगे, लेकिन सुदामा ने अपनी गरीबी से हार नहीं मानी और पूरी तरह भक्ति में लग करके वो भगवान कृष्ण की शरण में चले गए। वो उन्होंने कौन सा मार्ग अपनाया, श्रेय मार्ग अपनाया। और जो श्रेय मार्ग अपनाते हैं वो कहाँ जाते हैं, भगवान उनको अपने सिंहासन पर बिठाते, भगवान उनके चरण धोते हैं, भगवान उसके लिए अपना सब कुछ इच्छावर करने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं। जब सुदामा पहुंचे कृष्ण के वहां पर तो भगवान दौड़ कर आए और उनके पैरों को देख कर क्या कहने लगे कि ऐसे बेहाल बेवाई ने सो मगर कंटक डाले लगे पुदी जोई, हाय सखा तुम पाए महा दुख आए इतने न कितने दिन कोई। देखी सुदामा की दीन दशा करुणा करी के करुणा निधि रोए, और पानी पर रात को हाथ छुओ ने नैनन के जल सो पग धोए। वो थे एक सुदामा का जो श्रेय मार्ग पर चले थे, और एक थे द्रोणाचार्य जो प्रेय मार्ग पर चले। और अंत में क्या हुआ, उनके जीवन की क्या दशा हुई, किस तरह से उनके जीवन का अंत हुआ, वो सब आप लोग उसका परिणाम पता ही है। तो हम गीता से बस इतना ही सीखे कि हम इस सत्संग के माध्यम से, गीता के माध्यम से हम प्रयास ही करें कि हम श्रेय मार्ग पर चलने का प्रयास करें, हमारा कल्याण किस पे हो, उसके लिए आध्यात्म का मार्ग है। और उसी के लिए जो अभी हम चर्चा करते हैं, जी जो हमें बताते हैं, इतनी प्रेरणा देते हैं ताकि हम उस श्रेय मार्ग पर चलते हुए अपने जीवन को सफल कर सकें और गुरु जी का जो आदेश है उनका पालन कर सके, उनके आज्ञा का पालन करते हुए हम जीवन में आगे बढ़ते ही रहें। धन्यवाद। अगर कुछ नहीं, जो कुछ अनुचित बोला उसके लिए मैं क्षमा चाहूंगी और आप सबके प्रति अपना आभार प्रकट करते हैं।
Thank you so much, Moti ji. Thank you so much. Before I request Dr. Prasad ji to take over the floor, I wanted to bring up one information. In the last Board of Trustees meeting of Gita Dham in New Delhi, Delhi Kent, we talked about some renovation of our guest houses building. It's about 30 plus years old. So all I'm trying to say is that we'll be working towards improving inside out of that guest house, and anyone who wants to help are requested to come ahead and help us. Those who have rupee accounts will only be able to help at this time. For dollar amount, we are still waiting the clearance, but we will find some way to help them. And I plan to go back to India in October, November, as I'm part of the committee to look after that building. Saying that, I'm very happy that Satya Kalaji has joined, and welcoming everyone, I request for profound Dr. U. Prasad ji to please begin. And if time permitting, we request some of the devotees to share their feelings 2 to 3 minutes. Jai Shri Krishna, Dr. Prasad ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Can you tell me when I should stop? Time?
Yeah, we have like 7 times about 7:30, 35.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me start with prayer to Bhagwan and Gurudev. Vansi Vibhushita-kara Navanirdabha Pitambara Darunabimba-phaladharostha Purnendu Sundar-mukhat Arvind-netrat Krishnat param kimapi tat tvamaham na jane Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Divine souls, as you all know, we are going through chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita. Last week, we dealt with verses 7, 8, and 9, in which Bhagavan tells us about the outcome of mind control, Vijitatma, one who has conquered the mind, one who has brought mind into full discipline. What are his attributes? What does he gain? And in 3 verses, 7, 8, and 9, in 7 he talks about equanimity in pairs of opposite. Dvandva mein samanata. Sitoshna sukha-dukhesu mana-apamanayo. Cold heat, pleasure, pain, honor, and dishonor. Cold and heat at body level, pleasure and pain at mind level, and honor and dishonor at intellect level. So, in all these levels, whenever there is disparity or disequilibrium, the one who has mind under control will be able to have equanimity in that. In verse 8, he talks about worldly material world. In material world, Samalosthasva Kanchanaha talks about the clod of earth, a piece of stone or gold. Should not be any difference. One beholds the same at the same value. He does not make a distinction in the value of the worldly material, everything in the world. These are examples. But it means that anything and everything in the world, material world, for him, there is no difference at all. And in verse 9, Bhagavan talks about the one human world, where you have got Surand Mitra, Udasina, Madhyastha, Dvesu, Bandhusu, all of them, whether he's a well-wisher, who's a friend or an enemy, or neutral person, even the saint or sinner. There is no any distinction at all. To him, he looks with the same samadarsinaha, with the same view, he beholds all of them and behaves with them the same way. It is very interesting to see that in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 16, chapter 14, when Bhagavan talks about Gunatit, there also the three level of equanimity at the level of Dvanda, at the level of material world, and at the level of human world, Bhagavan talks about brings about all those things which are mentioned in verse 7, 8, and 9 of chapter 6. You know that you will see that when it talks about the pair opposites, he talks about happiness and sukha, sama dukha, sukha, that means happiness and distress. He talks about pleasant and unpleasant, blame or praise, honor, dishonor. All these are manapamaniyo tulya, tulyo, mitra. So mitra ripikshayo, that is in the human level. Again, he talks about samalos, asma, kanchana, same words are here as well. So we'll find how is it that a person who is gunatit or who has risen above guna, they are equated more or less with those who are jitat manaha. Those attributes of jitat manaha are the same as attributes of gunatit. Why it is so, how it is so? You will find that when we talk of gunatit, that means was transcended guna. And what is guna? Is mentioned in chapter 16, verse 5. Sattvam rajatamaiti gunaha prakriti sambhavaha nivadananti mahabaho dehe dehinam abhyayam. So what is happening? The sattva, rajas and tamas, these three gunas we all know, and they are all born of prakriti. So there is prakriti on one side, and guna is the composition of guna that forms the prakriti. On the other hand, you have they hinam abhyayam, they bind the imperishable soul to the perishable body. So there is perishable body and there is perishable soul. What binds them is the guna of prakriti. So if one is gunatit, that means if gunas are transcended, then the prakriti part falls off, and what remains is Purusa, is the one which is the soul, is the Brahma. So the combination of what Jiva are, a Jiva is a combination of the Prakriti and Purusa components. When you get rid of Prakriti, you are one with Brahma. This is the philosophy of Gunatita. It's also the philosophy for Vijitatma, who has won the control mind. Because mind here again is the one factor which allows the components in the world to join with the part of with the Brahma and form Jiva. So when mind is under control and one is able to get rid of samsara, then he is again Brahma. That's why both the attributes of Vijitatma and attributes of Gunatita are all the same, whether it is the world of Dvanda, or it is a material world, or it is of human world. Now, you remember last week when we were talking about these verses, this part of Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vijitendriya, we discussed all these, but I told you, I had placed before you that I will discuss this part in more detail when Bhagavan is talking about Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vijitendriya. Vijitendriya, of course, the one who has won over the senses, mastered the senses. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vijitendriya. So, what is the meaning of Kutastha and what is understood by Jnana Vijnana Triptatma? Now, when we talk of, let us talk about Kutastha. What is the meaning of Kutastha? Kutastha, Kutavat Yah Sthitih Sa Kutastha. That which is firmly established as anvil. And what is anvil? Let us have a look at anvil. Now this is anvil, this part is anvil. A blacksmith puts that part, this is all also iron. He has got a hammer, also this is also iron, and he's trying to bring that piece of iron to some shape what he wants. He beats that with the hammer. So it is the anvil on which that piece is kept and it is hammered. What is the significance of that? What is happening here? What is happening that the person is using a piece of iron which is using to flatten or lengthen or whatever. This is heated up, this is hot, this is very cold, but when this is hit by the hammer, the shape and size of this piece changes. This does not change. The heat is here, the heat is not, it doesn't get hot, doesn't get melted, doesn't get deshaped. It remains stationary all the time, even though the beating of the hammer is also passed on to this anvil. So the anvil has a special quality of going through this beating, but doesn't change whatsoever. This remains, doesn't get heated up, doesn't get changed in the size and shape. So that is the status of what is called anvil. And Bhagavan has talked about anvil not only here in this verse, but also in two other verses in Gita. In verse 3 of chapter 12, we all know this verse, 12वां अध्याय का तीसरा मंत्र, Bhagavan says, Etvaksharam nirdesa avyaktam parupasate sarvatra gamachintam cha kutastha machalam dhrubam. Here, kutastha is used to mean the unmanifest Brahma. And when you talk unmanifest, it's unchanging. It remains unchanging all the time. And that is the kutastha. Bhagavan talks about unmanifest Brahma. That is in verse 3 of chapter 12. He also talks about kutastha in chapter 15, verse 16. Vavimau puruso loke ksharakshare Sharah sarvani bhutani kutasthoksara uchate. Here again, kutastha, he is talking about akshara, that is the one which is imperishable. So again, that imperishable, unchanging object, that is the kutastha which Bhagavan uses here in this verse. Now, what about Jnana Vijnana? Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. Commonly used word, as it's commonly used, Jnana is knowledge, which you acquire from whatever way, we'll come to that a bit later. And wisdom is, Vigyan is wisdom. You may have a lot of knowledge coming from here and there, but you may not retain all of them. The knowledge which is retained in you and you become wise, your level of wisdom grows and increases, you become more wise, and somebody is more wise than the other. That means his wisdom, he contains his wisdom at different level. So the knowledge and wisdom is taken as Gyan and Vigyan. But besides that, there's another way to look at Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan is generally divided into three levels. One is what is called Pratyaksha Gyan. That which are gained by direct observation through our senses. It is important that the senses are used to get direct knowledge. That is Pratyaksha Gyan. Then there is what is called Paroksha Gyan. That which is gained not directly but indirectly through study and other means. Then there is what is called Aparoksha Gyan. And this Aparoksha Gyan is what is called Vigyan. That which is not gained through any of these means, it just happens. You get it. You may be looking for, trying to gain, and will not attain that Gyan till such time something happens and you gained that Gyan which is beyond this usual Pratyaksha or Paroksha Gyan. So that is called Aparoksha Gyan. Let me explain. Now, when you are, Aksha is I. When Aksha Gyan, that means you are using your senses. Any of the senses you want to hear, through ear, through nose, and through eyes, and through taste, and through touch. All these sense organs are used. That is, Aksha is one of the examples of all the five Indriya. इंद्रियों के द्वारा जो ग्राह्य होता है, जिसको अनुभव होता है, उस ज्ञान को प्रत्यक्ष ज्ञान कहते हैं. The knowledge which you gained through the use of your senses, that is called Pratyaksha Gyan. You can look at this flower and you go to the garden, you see there, and you may see that there is a stem, then there is a peduncle, and there is this petal, and there is a sepal, and there is thorn here going downwards. And all these are your observation. You can smell it, you can touch it, you can even taste it. Those organs, sense organs you use to have some experience, and that knowledge is called Pratyaksha Gyan. But you may not be knowing the types of the division of this scientific classification of rows, which is a division, the class, the order, family, and subfamily. These are the details which you will not see, or through sense organ, you will not be able to understand this. You will need to go, just a moment. Ramanji, I am on the Zoom. So can I talk to you later on? Thank you. So the classification, everything, you may have to go to the books. You have somebody can teach you. So knowledge you gain indirectly through the books and through teaching and through your teacher and through knowledge gained. Otherwise, it will be indirect knowledge, and that is Paroksha Gyan. But these knowledge, Agyan and Agyan, these are the things which a spiritual seeker gains at different stages. He may be Agyan to start with, and on the path of going to the stage of Gyan, he will first have to have Gyan. That he will acquire knowledge. either using through his senses or through going to the teacher or going through the literature, going through satsang, and all those ways one gets from agyan to gyan. And then there is second stage when that gyan, he keeps on working on it till such time he gets something. That gets that realization of which he happens to gain is Vigyan insofar Bhagavad Gita is concerned. In Gyan, you are again guru, teacher, or scripture or satsang. That is information you are getting. But when you're talking about Vijnana, you go through deep contemplation. You see, that's why Bhagavan is talking about, this is this chapter where Bhagavan is talking about meditation. And that meditation is and Nididhyasanam. It is that level of Nididhyasanam. That means he is going through the process of first gaining that knowledge and then going through the process, Sravana, Maranam, all these things goes on to the earlier stages. And when Sravana and Maranam takes place, that is Jnana. You are accumulating knowledge. But then you go through the stage of what is called Nididhyasanam. When you go into Nididhyasana, then you are in this stage of deep contemplation. Through deep contemplation, then you experience something, and that something is called Vijnana, that is called Brahmagyan. You get the experience of Sachidanand and you transform. So the stage of going from Ajnana to Gyan is information. And going from Jnana to Vijnana, it is transformation. You are no more body. Knowledge of body that I am this, I am that person, I am involved in the world. All these are at one stage. That is up to the Agyan to Vijnana. From that stage, when you get into the stage of transformation, then you are evolved. You are no more this body. You consider yourself Brahma. That knowledge of getting Brahma Jnana is the one Bhagavan is talking about, Vijnana. Thus, one whose mind has full control over his lower self, that is Bhagavan is talking about. Uddhared Atmana Atmanam Atmanam Atmeva Atmano Bandhu Atmeva. It culminates that part from where Bhagavan is talking about mind control, Vijitendriya, Jitatmanaha. All these things are making you to get full control of your lower senses. Your mind is not fully evolved, and he gets the full knowledge of his self, the realized selves. You remember Bhagavan Maharaj always talks about his, one of the most precious bhajan for Gurudev was Govind Hari Gopal Hari. You remember that? Govinda Hari Gopal Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhu Din Dayal Hari. One piece comes here. Jo man apne ka swami hai, जो मन अपने उसको मिलते तत्काल हरि. जो मन अपने का स्वामी है. This is what Bhagavan is teaching Arjuna at this stage, that you should have full control over your mind. If mind is fully under control, usko milte tatkal hari. He gets this self-realization in no time. Now, in this part, let me conclude here by saying that when we say Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, he is realizing, he goes to the stage of Brahma Gyan. So, your scriptural knowledge or knowledge given by your guru, all these things takes you to one stage when you can understand that Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. All is Brahma. You say Brahmara Param Brahma Havir Brahma Agno Brahman Ahutam Brahmevatena Gantavyam Brahma Karm Samadhina. All these things are theoretically known. You don't realize that everything is Brahma. So till such time you are just able to understand philosophically, understand the knowledge given in the scripture, teachers have told you, guru has told you, that all those are paroksh gyan. This is not vigyan. When we transcend this stage and realize, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, not that theoretical knowledge that everything is Brahma. Okay, but how often you see everything or realize that everything is Brahma? If you realize, then you are already a realized person. So when Bhagavan is talking about here, Aham Brahm, if you want to realize Aham Brahmasmi, that is aparoksh gyan, that is Vigyan, that is transcendental knowledge, that is Brahma Gyan. I think I will stop here. Thank you very much. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Sri Krishna, Dr. Prasadji, so well explained, so well connecting other verses of the concept. It reminds me of 45th verse of chapter 2, when Sri Krishna begins to tell Arjuna, Trigunya Vishya Veda Nisya Gunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvando Nitya Sattvaso Niryoga Kshema Atman.
Atman.
And then he kept pounding slowly to take us beyond these three gunas where Brahman is experienced. Thank you so much, Dr. Saab. Thank you. As I mentioned that we will go a few more minutes once Peterji comes with redesign, we'll go up to 1 hour and 15 minutes. In case somebody wants to make a comment or experience or feeling about our program or do something better. So I see our regular Keshavji Chopra is here in case he wants to say a minute or two. And we have Satyajit today. We'd love to hear from her.
Jai Shri Krishna. We started this today's program. I heard Hanuman Chalisa. It was great. And about that, I would like to say something. Hanuman. What is the meaning of Hanuman? Hanuman. The one जिसने अपने मन का हनन कर मान का जिसने अपने मान का हनन कर दिया वो हनुमान. Very simple. Very simple. मन का मान का हनन करना. If मान का हनन कर दिया तो there is no अभिमान. And if there is no अभिमान तो फिर प्रॉब्लम ही क्या है? अहंकार खत्म हो गया अपने आप. अहंकार नहीं है, ईगो नहीं है, तो गुणातीत हो गया आदमी.
बिल्कुल.
I mean, बड़ी छोटी छोटी बातें हैं. मेरे में एक बड़ा बहुत देर से प्रश्न, मैंने कई जगह भी आई आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता, why Bhagavad loves was very disturbing to me, for me as personal, and I was confused how to overcome this Bhagavad. So finally in the last week, in the meditation, I got the answer. हम दुनिया में what we do, there is वाद विवाद, arguments, discussion, arguments, contradictions, allegations and blah blah blah. But here भगवाद, भगवान का वाद, अर्जुन से वाद और विवाद था, विवाद नहीं था अर्जुन का. दुनिया में इन द वर्ल्ड वाद एंड विवाद होता है. अर्जुन के समय कृष्ण भगवान के साथ और वाद और लफ्ज फिर भूल गया मैं, वाद और प्रभुवाद था, परमात्मा के साथ वाद था. तो ज्ञान और विज्ञान की जैसे अभी बात की, हमारा होता है ज्ञान और विपरीत जो ज्ञान क्या है वो विज्ञान. तो यहाँ पे अर्जुन का कृष्ण का वाद और प्रभुवाद था, परमात्मा का वाद था. तो दैट इज भगवद भगवद गीता. इतना ही कहूंगा. जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna. It's a unique appearance that I will request Satyaji to share a few minutes. She has a regular program every Sunday, 10 o'clock Chicago time, 8 o'clock California time. So Satyaji, take a few minutes and share your feelings. Welcome. Unmute. Unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna to all, and I consider that a blessing of Bhagwan Ji today to bring me to the program, because मुझे ध्यान भी नहीं था आज थर्सडे है. फिर मुझे ध्यान आया कि अरे जोशी जी का वो प्रोग्राम होता है. फिर मैं ढूंढती रही, आपके प्रोग्राम पे कहीं लिंक नहीं मिला, और क्योंकि वो मेरा सिस्टम क्लियर किया था, और देखती रही कहीं भी नहीं मिला. फिर एकदम एक जगह मेरे को दिख गया. मैंने कहा चलो क्लिक, जैसे क्लिक किया तो आप पहुंच गई मैं. तो मैं कहती हूँ कि ये ब्लेसिंग तो भगवान की तरफ से है, क्योंकि अपना तो उसमें कुछ था ही नहीं. भगवान जी ने कहा कि यहाँ क्लिक करो, यहाँ चले जाओ. तो मैं तो ये कहती हूँ कि भगवान जी से एक ही प्रार्थना रहती है कि भगवान जी हम आपको भूल जाते हैं, आप हमको मत भूलना. हम संसारिक हैं, संसार में उलझे हुए हैं. सुबह से शाम तक चैलेंज कितने चैलेंजेस होते हैं, कभी ज्यादा होते हैं, कभी कम होते हैं. लेकिन टुडे वाज अ वेरी टफ डे फॉर मी. तो आई वाज जस्ट फिगरिंग इट आउट कि मैं अब करूं क्या. किसी चीज में मन नहीं लग रहा, किसी चीज में कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. फिर मैंने कहा चलो मैं अपने प्रोग्राम का, जब बहुत मन विचलित हो जाए या परेशानी होती है तो मुझे लगता है चल मैं संडे का प्रोग्राम बनाती हूँ, उसमें थोड़ा माइंड जो है ना लगाना ही पड़ता है. तो मैं उसको खोला. इतने में बैठे बैठे मुझे एकदम आपका ध्यान आया. तो मैं कहती हूँ ये भगवान जी की कृपा थी और कृपा है. और ये कृपा हम यदि भगवान जी से प्रार्थना करते रहें तो वो अपने आप हमको जो है कोई ना कोई साधन दे देते हैं कि गीता की तरफ से, अपने भाई गीता परिवार से मिलने का कुछ ना कुछ साधन वो दे ही हमको देते हैं, कि वो हमको जोड़ लेते हैं. दैट्स ऑल आई वुड से. सो जो कुछ भी है भगवान जी से एक ही प्रार्थना होती है कि सर्वान धर्म परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणम ब्रज अहम त्वाम सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचे. तो भगवान जी का एश्योरेंस आ जाता है कि चिंता मत करो, मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ और तुम मेरे साथ रहोगे. दो यू माइट नॉट फील इट एट दैट टाइम, बट आई एम ऑलवेज देयर विद यू. जय श्री कृष्ण.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you. I remember something that I mentioned 2-3 weeks ago to Swami Gita Kiranji. Those who worry don't believe in God. Those who believe in God never worry. So when sometimes something happens and you get into a depressed situation, just think, God is with me, I am with him, and see, immediately you will be out of that jungle. So it happens in our life, but never give up. Think about Krishna, think about Gita, open up the book and see the transformation happens instantly. Thank you, Satyaji. You have been doing a great job, a wonderful work every Sunday. And
जय श्री कृष्ण.
thank you. And thank you for joining us. And please join us more. Love to see
जोशी
you.
जी, जोशी जी जरा लिंक दोबारा भेजिए, क्योंकि मुझे पता ही नहीं है मैंने आज क्लिक कहाँ किया और पहुंच गई,
I
तो अब
will
मैं
make
दोबारा
sure.
वो मिल पाएगा कि नहीं। सो
I will make sure. And also I request all speakers if they can use English, because Swami Gita Kiranji can get more out of it.
okay,
Because
sure, definitely. I didn't realize that, so next time I will just speak in English. But bottom line here is that even we forget that at that time, just like Arjun, when Arjuna went into depression, went to Vishad, then this is the time when Lord Krishna comes and holds our hands. It's not that I thought about God, Lord Krishna thought about me. So I'm very thankful to Lord Krishna, Bhagwan Ji, ki just came and held my hand through Gita
yes.
Parivar and through every Gita brother and sisters. Jai Shri
And
Krishna.
let me tell you, Satyaji, that it's just us to remember him. He's waiting for us to say, come on, hold our hand. He's waiting for it. Moment you feel and say it, he's there. He's waiting for it. Like he was waiting for Draupadi when he said Dwarkadis and all those things. He was waiting until he said different words, and he said, why did you say Dwarkadis? It takes so long time for me to come from there to here. He's right here in your house. Bring him up and see what happens. Beautiful.
No, just the
Also,
point I wanted to make here. There was a little bit different point what you have just mentioned. Yes, when we think about him, what I am saying, when I did not even think about him, when I did not even I was so embedded with other things that I even did not think about him, but he thought about me. It's just like charging the phone. When the phone is charged, then at that time when we need to make the phone calls, we don't have to think about charging it. Automatically we can make the phone calls. Similarly, when we do our sadhana, continuous sadhana, then if we even do not think about God at that in the difficult moment, but that charging, which is our sadhana, it immediately clicks in and it pulls us toward God. So toward peace, toward what Gita Parivar, whatever, it automatically at that time, the time when we do not think, the point is that's where he says, don't worry about it. I am always there with you. So that's the point I wanted to make. That's the point I wanted to make it. Yeah.
Remember one thing, that believe yourself to be his bhakta, and then 9th chapter 24 was Ananya Nishayanto Ma Ye Jana
Jana
Parupasate.
Parupaste.
He will
Tesham
take care of you without you thinking about him, but just remain as a bhakta. Now I have two more people that I would love to see if they can speak. We have Raju Karamchandani ji, in case you want to take a minute or two to see what we can do. I brought up today that we are going to have a committee to improve our guest house. I will say more as time comes to different trustees. Raju,
Yeah, Jai Shri Krishna. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody is excited, like I'm always with when it comes to Bhagavad Gita. I have no words. I have no words to express the joy, the peace, and the bliss that you get just saying Bhagavad Gita. And then you read his mantras that he chants. It gives you such a peace of mind. My only thing is that whenever you need his help, he's always there. Question is that how much are we doing towards him? That is really the big question. वो हमारे लिए सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, हम क्या कर रहे हैं उसको ज्यादा करीब जाने की. And that's a big challenging question for many people, because we are our day-to-day challenges, and just like Satyaji said, he comes to the rescue instantly in a lightning kind of speed. So we have to try to figure out a way how we can try to also do the same. This program, one suggestion I have for Uncle Prasad and Joshi ji is to interact with devotees, just like we're doing right now, but more like to the point of topic for the day. जैसे आज अंकल प्रसाद ने 6 अध्याय पे बोला है, 3 श्लोक जो पकड़े हैं, तो उनको भाई 10-15 मिनट देने का, और फिर 10-15 मिनट और लोगों को दो, ताकि वो प्रश्न पूछ सकें उस 3 verses के ऊपर उसी program में. So this way what happens is that there's blessings and joy that you have shared, Uncle Prasad, but then at the same time you had people that had questions on those 3 mantras. Next week, if you do it, then sometimes you forget, sometimes you don't recollect. Today it's fresh. Today you said something about how to control your mind, and then that mind can be controlled only with devotion, because mind is not easy to control, extremely difficult. My observation on mind to control is the only way if you are 100% devoted to Krishna, and as well as you are constantly bringing the mind back to focus to Krishna. That's the only way you can control mind. Otherwise, mind is not going to listen to anybody. That's my observation. मैं जब भी कुछ भी करता हूँ भगवान को पहले रखता हूँ फिर बाद में करता हूँ ताकि उससे क्या होता है कि वो अपने वे खुद बना देता है मेरे को ज्यादा सोचने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. That's my observation, but that was a suggestion that I have for Uncle and Joshi ji. And if everybody talks.
As I mentioned that we are getting 15 more minutes added to our program, and we will try to bring up this question and answer thing. It's a good idea. Asking questions brings us more into what we feel like we want to practice.
Yeah, we can at least understand what somebody is thinking. Like, somebody has a question for Moti, Auntie Moti ji. We can ask her right there, Moti Auntie, we have this question on what you had said. Can you please explain a little bit more?
I will brief it up in the beginning of the program, so 3 devotees will be able to come up with their questions. So we will have only 3 devotees, otherwise time will be limited.
One last thing about what you had mentioned about Gita Dham at the guest houses. That is a very good thing that is happening, just in case people don't know. It's a way how we are trying to fix up a place where we can have a lot of tourism come around at Gita Dham. We have many people that are eager to come to Gita Dham. They love the place, but then we have to make sure we are accommodating them to like how we have it in like here in the United States. People go from here. We have at least if we can fix the first, I believe 6 rooms. Is that what he had suggested downstairs? Or 4 rooms? I'm not sure. But each of those rooms I was talking to Ramanji, it cost about 5 lakh rupees only, which is nothing really. It's very, very cheap to fix 1 quart. So my suggestion is some people have said, okay, we want to have 7 rooms fixed under my name. Some people said 4, 3. Either way, it will be for that purpose. We want to try to implement more spiritual treats, people visiting Dham, so that we can expose and we can really talk more and more in Dham. And there's more unity between all of us, to get together.
I will be in touch with you and make plans for making it a success story. And before concluding this program, I want to especially thank Rajiv Saturji and of course thank Kavita Harjani ji, who we have been with her in Lima, Peru for many days, and she and Gordon Harjani ji, her husband, took care of us so well along with Gurudev. We remember that, Kavita ji, and thanks to all of you. Please come again. Let's share our feelings and feel the existence of Brahma everywhere.
Vilay ji, I got in contact with Sarah, from Liberia.
Yes.
So I was in Dham, so I was able to connect with her and I had a good talk with her. So I'll share that information with you. She was wonderful. Together with Maharaji, she used to travel around.
I know.
She's now based out of the UK, London. So we'll connect. Yeah.
Yes.
We will. Thank you so much, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev. Auntie Moti, you're looking good.
And again, Jai Shri Krishna, and thanks to Dr. Prasad ji, Moti Maharaja ji, and Swami Gita Kiran ji for giving a very beautiful meditation with Hanuman ji on Gita Jayanti week. And we'll request you to send us that clip so that every day people can listen and get the bhakti, energy, and power of Sri Hanuman in our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you. Jai
you.
Shri
Jai Shri-
Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes.
Jai Shri Krishna.